Team Secret drop out of the competition in the opening round and in turn lose their long-held position as the top team in the GOS rankings. ViCi Gaming replaced them as the top team in the world following their disaster StarLadder performance, but can't they make their new position count as they come up against Cloud9? Expect a close games as we return to the double game format with Invictus Gaming and Team MI battling it out on the second stage. The victory for either team places them into the upper bracket final, the loss places them in the difficult situation of pushing through the lower bracket. Expect some big plays from all four teams. Main stage, ViCi Gaming vs Cloud9 2-0 Go Subbit. ViCi Gaming 60%, Cloud9 40%. ViCi Gaming had an easy opening round against London Conspiracy, so much so that the entire series was completed before Cloud9 had even finished their opening game. The Europeans are now the last Western team in the upper bracket and face a stern test against the Chinese Titans. The past encounters show that ViCi Gaming have won the last 3 of their previous encounters and Go Subbit has them with a large advantage. Cloud9 looked like they struggled in the opening game against Team Tinker and seemed to throw the game at multiple occasions. Could this mixture of form cost them going up against their Chinese opponents? Game 1 ViCi Gaming wins. ViCi Gaming arrived late and looked relaxed out of their usual team uniforms and immediately directed a Zeus and Sniper combination against Cloud9's first pick Troll Warlord and Phoenix. Howe's Juggernaut secured first blood against the Europeans and his team claimed an early farm and kill advantage. The counter-initiation Fisher 2 force clockwork out of his cogs meant Cloud9 lost 4 heroes in a bad team fight and ViCi were starting to get comfortably ahead. The team fight around the Russian pick saw Fat's Bristleback earn a triple kill, dispose of the Aegis, and Cloud9 got some much-needed gold and experience with an eventual team wipe. By the 22nd minute Cloud9 had closed the gap after another team fight with heavy losses on both teams, but ViCi continued to expand their kill advantage into the mid-game. While lurking around the map avoiding any aggressive pushes, Eternal vs Troll Warlord repeatedly threatened to split push top lane. By 41 minutes ViCi had broken into Cloud9's base and forced several buybacks, but were unable to claim both barracks. The smoke gank on Fat's Bristleback allowed ViCi to push to take down the mid lane, and another successful team fight brought a swift end to the first game of the series. Game 2 ViCi Gaming wins. The last pick Brute Method for ViCi Gaming was ready to cause big issues in the second game, but instead the hero gave up first blood long before the runes had spawned and a second time as the planning stage began. Cloud9 had picked up the IO and Tiny combination with Puck and Phoenix backing them up and looked strong through the early game. CEST Brute Method became a massive problem for ViCi with 5 deaths in the first 10 minutes, and even Puck was getting solo kills on Super Magnus on the mid lane. Howe's Troll Warlord had a 4k net worth advantage, but as soon as it came to a big team fight he repeatedly died, notably in a 4-kill massacre on the mid game by 18 minute. But things gradually turned in ViCi Gaming's favor. The massive team fight saw 9 heroes die on the bottom lane with only How surviving, while his counterpart Eternal the Aegis seemed to get caught out repeatedly with a questionable decision to pick up a blink dagger on his Tiny. With an Troll Warlord armed with an Aegis able to bring down a tier 3 tower, Bone 7's Phoenix flew into the middle of the ViCi Gaming roster and managed to pull off a great supernova to assist his team in a massive 4-kill defense and then replicated his success. Just minutes later, the battles continued through the mid-game, but ViCi took a first set of barracks and forced buybacks as they tried to bring an end to the series. Cloud9 had their backs to the wall following a series of misplays, and with the Tiny and IO dead without buybacks, Cloud9 were forced into the lower bracket. Second stage, Invictus Gaming vs Team MI 2-0 Go Subbit. Invictus Gaming 53%, Team MI 47%. The Go Subbits have this down to the wire, 2 teams that are untested with their new roster internationally. Both teams surprised their opponents. Team MI dominated the now eliminated Team Secret into their best of 3 series, while Invictus Gaming just dominated Alliance beyond all expectation. How will the 2 Eastern teams fare against each other? Only time will tell, but Invictus Gaming hold a slight advantage and might try to force the tempo on an aggressive Malaysian lineup. But will they succeed? Game 1 Invictus Gaming wins. Invictus Gaming dominated Alliance with a Spirit Breaker in their second game, but it was Team MI that drafted it along with a first pick Troll Warlord and Wind Rapper. Invictus Gaming instead turned to the Sniper, Luna and an offlane Earthshaker. Invictus claimed first blood before the planning stage had even started and continued to apply pressure on their opponent. With only XII Warlord ahead in farm, Invictus were in cruise control of the early game and were claiming towers. With XII repeatedly shut down on the top lane, Team My were crippled by Invictus' aggression. Clearly ahead but with little objective play, Invictus seemed more content to pluck kills and make their opponent suffer. By 27 minutes the Chinese had taken the first set of barracks while leading by 22 kills, and another dominant team fight saw Team My call GG after only 29 minutes. Game 2 ViCi Gaming wins. ViCi Gaming, armed with a sniper, morphling and an off-lane earthshaker, made sure they had early control of the game, warding Johnny's farm in the jungle, using Faith's Treant Protector to kill the courier to delay CEST bottle. But it was Team My that picked up an early kill advantage. Their advantage continued through the early game, with XII's Gyrocopter securing a large lead on the network charts. But while they struggled to push their advantage, Invictus' morphling and sniper were gradually picking up farm as the mid-game approached. With towers going in My's favor, the game fell into a lull, with ViCi Gaming trying to slow the game in their favor. After a series of pauses, Ferrari_430's sniper secured a triple kill as XII lost his advantage. A big team fight around the Russian pick saw Invictus survive an assault from the Malaysians, and with the Aegis now in their inventory, Invictus looked likely to secure the upper bracket final position. 45 minutes in and a beyond godlike streak for Ferrari_430, Invictus were almost able to take 2 lanes of barracks. Forced to defend their base at all costs, Team My played cautiously. The Malaysians had no chance against a farm sniper and morphling combination, and the game ended before 50 minutes to push them down into the lower bracket.